Yes, these tools are made in the USA. They're made locally here in Colorado Springs. They're finished in Colorado Springs. They're packaged in Colorado Springs. These tools are Colorado made. This is a new Ford lock. I need to rekey, so I need to remove this face cap. The key needs to be out and the tail piece needs to be removed. And the idea behind this whole system is to be able to lift this edge up far enough without too much damage. There's going to be some scarring on the back side of the lock in this area all the way around, and you won't have an absolutely perfect face cap put back on either. No matter what you do, once you deform the metal, it's going to be deformed a little bit. But the part that does all the work is this tip and this curved or concaved edge of the tool itself. So this little tiny tip, and it's not very thick. You can see that it's maybe 1/8 of an inch or less wide, is all that you're lifting with the metal. And most of the time when I'm doing it, I only lift a portion of the metal. So I'm gonna crimp a piece, move it over about halfway, crimp another piece of the metal, and I do that almost not all the way around the lock, but you know, enough so that the face cap will come off fairly easily. To start it, I normally try to start where there's the gap between these two areas that go into the cutouts in the car door. So I'll start in this area somewhere, and then I'll work my way around. It's easiest to get started here because you can get a little better grip. But in reality, you can do it anywhere you'd like. I just like this position. And so I just kind of get a good idea where's the easiest place, and I just load the tool. And it's going to fit underneath the lip, and you pinch it and lift just a little bit. That will give you this much lift in the cap. You can kind of see it there. And then you continue that about half of a bite around every single time. You can see how it's lifting up the metal. Once you get good at it, you can whiz around this in about a minute, maybe not even that. See, and once you get to this, where the cutout is, you've already had enough area there that the tool still works very easily going through. So you just keep clipping away. You can see that I'm starting to come up onto the area where I started, and I'm going to leave, well, I don't know, it's a little over a quarter maybe, not quite so much. So now you're at a point where you're thinking it should come off. And it probably should, but I didn't grab it quite enough. So what you're going to need to do is start where you just lift the tool up just a little bit. See, I'm lifting it off the face of off the body of the lock, just a smidgen. You don't have to go through and do, you know, half bites. You can skip over, you know, 1/8 of an inch maybe. This will give you just a little more room. So now you'll have it to the point where the lock comes off easily. And again, you can see, you know, it's not perfect. Why would it be after we've removed the metal so far? But we have a portion of it, this portion here, that I haven't touched, so that if when I get to putting it back on again, I can just slide it underneath, and it gives me something for the cap to hold on to for when you put your first crimp back on. So, and that's how easy it should be to come off and on. And you can also see, and I haven't crimped it back on yet, but there's no damage to the front of the face cap. So reinstalling this face cap, you want to hook that good edge back over the top, push her down there where it's supposed to be snug, and you're going to want to set this lock face, the face of the lock, on the flat part of the tool. And then you're going to have to adjust this tool, that would be the bolt, down till it fits just snug, and then tighten up the wing nut. Okay? Now that's one side. You're going to need to go do the other side also. So this you will snug down you'll snug down the bolt and then lock it in, and then you want to have when you squeeze the tool together, you should get a little click. And if you're not getting a little click, you need to tighten it down just a little bit more. There we go. So I usually, not quite there yet. So I usually do one or two crimps on the opposite side of the stuff, the side that's still virgin, just to kind of hold it in place. So now you can work with this lock and you don't have to fight it. Okay, so I did it one time around. See, the face cap is still in real good shape. Now I'm going to tighten it down just a little bit more. Just not much. And then I'm going to go through and make sure that she's seated in real well. Yeah, I'm doing it the opposite way this time. The idea is to roll that metal back down. So it's going to take a little practice, and you can see again, this is where I was telling you about how you're getting some scarring underneath, and maybe a little pop metal flakes from the lock, but it's on good and tight. And you're done.